All right, now we've got Facebook Aunt's last call, and most importantly, welcome to Thunderdome. It is super awesome that you're here and that you're beginning the process of writing stories in this community. I have no idea what your history is with writing, but it's so awesome that you're here. And let's get started with your entry, which is again called Last Call. Okay, so we have here a story that doesn't seem quite as concerned with the setting. I think it's the prompt hoped for, but that's not really of concern to me. Um, I think what I kind of struggled with a bit on this one is that we have a bunch of sort of long, blocky bits of exposition about why a weapon is effective, why the enemies are or are not effective, and it sort of breaks down into a lot of tactical, what I'll politely refer to perhaps as mumbo jumbo, which doesn't necessarily feel like it's all that motivated or does much more than explain the simple back and forth of the action. I think the strength of the piece is not so much in the dialogue, but what happens outside of it. And unfortunately, there's a lot more dialogue than what happens outside of it. In looking at it, I'm seeing, yeah, it's challenging for me. The Where was the piece of it that I liked a bit? Hold on, I'm gonna pause real quick. Yeah, so the section he leans against the bar to wait, and then there's a bunch of questions, and the questions all seem to be of importance to the character, but are they important to the reader? And I am not entirely sure if they are, because I don't really understand why these things matter. Why now? Why those three princes? Why is Rage attacking the palace at all? I guess those questions feel like they're more central to getting the reader to care, but I don't really know why I care about those things because up until this point, it all kind of feels military argy bargy talk stuff. Um, uh, but what I will tell you is from a polished perspective, this is great. I barely noticed anything, if at all, that was sort of broken when it comes to like grammar, syntax, all that good stuff. So I'm excited to see sort of where your stories will go from here when the terms are, I guess, not so much around, or the prompt is not so much centered around, the plot or the character, but like hopefully, I don't even know what this prompt is or if you're in it. I hope you are because I want to see what you come up with next. And by the way, um, as you're new, and I don't know if this crit was all that helpful. Feel free to ask me for the next one. If I'm not going to be judging for a bit, because I've got some other stuff to do. But I definitely would be more than happy to provide you, hopefully, better, more incisive feedback for your next entry, whenever that is. So, again, thanks so much for joining. I hope this community works well for you, and I hope you had a lot of fun putting this together, or at least found the process to be rewarding. But stick with it and hang in there. Not hang in there. You're doing fine. I don't want to say hanging in there.